Sometimes the last year of a body style isn't the best, but when it comes to a square body, 1987 is the best year. Throttle body injected 350, overdrive transmission, it's two-tone, sitting on 22s. Let's take it for a rip. Always have to love and respect the 87 when it comes to any square body, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, stock, lowered like this one. Always love an 87. It's gonna be the best year for any square body. Pretty much anybody who loves square bodies is gonna agree with me. And the reason for that, if you're not already familiar, is it's the last year of the body style and it's the only year that is factory fuel injected or throttle body injected if you wanna be technical. This is a 1987 GMC Sierra Classic, and just a really cool truck. So it's reading 37,000 miles. I don't know what the actual miles are. There's not really any entries on the Carfax, so I can't really tell you what the actual miles are on the truck, but it does retain its original numbers matching 350. Still has the throttle body injection system on it and it performs great. You're not pumping the carb to get it primed, to get it warmed up. You just turn the key and it cranks right up, which is awesome. 700 R4 automatic overdrive transmission behind it. We're cruising at 60 miles an hour right now. Super comfortable out on this road. Something you could hop in and drive pretty much worry-free. You never know when something simple can go wrong with an old vehicle, but mechanically this truck feels great. Power steering, power front disc brakes, stock style manifolds, and it does have aftermarket duals with mufflers and tailpipes coming out the back. Has a good exhaust note to it, not terribly loud. AC has been converted to R134A, blows nice and cold, the heater blows hot. We do have a chilly day here in Texas. We got a little bit of bipolar weather. It's been 70 degrees the last week, and then today we're in the 40s, so a little bit cooler outside today, so we don't have to kick the air on, but it does work. On the interior, it is a factory red interior truck. Dash pad is in good shape. Some little discoloration spots over here on the very edge on the driver's side. Your little bezel has a couple little hairline cracks in it, but they remake these for a couple dollars. You can see it in the video here, some little scuffing on the lower portion of the dash where the paint is. For your little ashtray door there's some scuffing in the paint. And then the little chrome plating on the wiper and the turn signal arm over here, the little chrome plating is coming off a little bit. All notorious stuff for square body trucks, but the door panels are in good shape. Your little pull handles are, little covers are there, which are notorious for falling off. The seat cover itself looks good. The carpet and mats look good. Headliner's got a few little indentations in the headliner and a couple little thin spots up here right where the plastic goes around. Your visors are in good shape. They match on both sides. Seat belts look good. You have your middle one as well. Couple little, I guess like hairline cracks on the steering wheel insert here, but usually they're cracked all the way through. This one's just got a few little spots right where it says GMC. Everything in here looks, again, really clean, very stock. You have your RPO codes over there in the glove box. And if I didn't mention it, this is a clean Carfax, clean Autocheck, no accidents or damage ever reported. We just don't, again, know what the miles are because there's not really any entries. It's showing 37,572. I am not sitting here saying it's a 37,000 mile truck. It's probably 137, but I don't know what the true miles are, unfortunately. As far as the does it work section for this particular truck, it's a really short list of things not working. The washer fluid sprayers aren't spraying any fluid. And then the other item that wasn't working on this one is the power locks are not actually functioning. When you do the switch, it's not engaging anything, so the power lock probably needs new actuators to get the locks to work correctly. You will see a screenshot of the Does It Work section in that additional media tab on the website, pcclassiccars.com. See, the performance is great on this truck. Motor feels stock, transmission shifts through the gears well, and it cruises down the road really nice and tight. On the underneath, the inner rockers, the floors, the floor braces themselves, the frame, bottom side of the bed, and the bottom side of the cab all check out as a rust-free truck. I don't see any rust problems. You have some surface corrosion on your non-painted parts, like I always talk about in these videos, but nothing that is that deep corrosion, no major issues on the bottom. It is a good solid pickup. On the exterior, it is a factory two-tone red and white. The truck has been repainted. I don't know as to who or as to when the truck was repainted. I love the fact that it is a factory two-tone. The red and the white is a great combo. The paint has its flaws and imperfections. A couple little bubbles on the top of the bed rail, a couple little bubbles on the lower rocker, really minor superficial stuff. Other little nicks and imperfections. I would say the truck could stand for a color correction. That would take the truck to a next level, but nothing that's major. The little bubbles I'm talking about are super small. You'll just see all of the little imperfections and flaws around the truck. You'll see photos of that stuff in the additional media tab on the website, pcclassiccars.com. Again, all minor stuff, nothing that bothers me at all, just some little things kind of walking around it. The front bumper's a little bit hazy, a couple little dings in the rear bumper. Inside the bed is really clean, no major dents or dings back there. A couple little ones on the rear wheel wells. And then you have some little dings on the roof as well. Again, being super critical, it still is a good looking truck. And it's lowered sitting on 22s, which is super cool. The lowering kit does appear to be a Beltec lowering kit. It's about as far as you're gonna wanna go with one. On hard turns like that, you will get a little bit of rubbing on the rear wheels, on the inner wheel wells back there. But on regular driving like this, I'm not getting any rubbing issues. Just on hard turns that kind of have an incline or a decline, you'll get a little bit of rub. But this is a bumpy road, and it's not majorly rubbing. It's not inhibiting the ability of the truck to cruise down the road. The suspension does feel good. The Beltec lowering kits are great. The steering's nice and tight. Truck goes where you want it to go. It's very responsive when you move that steering wheel. There's no major play. The brakes feel good. They are discs up front like these trucks were born with. Kick down works like it should. Pulls hard. As far as your glass goes, you have a bullseye over here right on the left. And you have another little stone chip and bullseye over there on the right. Nothing that's hard to see around, but they are there. Windshield has some delamination happening in the middle. Could be the original windshield, or it's definitely an older windshield. The side windows roll up and down like they should. It is a sliding back glass. And then you do have a little bit of wind noise from the vent windows, but again, super common for square bodies. These are easy trucks to drive. Some people love them. A couple other little notes I forgot to mention. You do have your dual tank switch here, which is operable. Turn signal switch is nice and tight. You have your cruise control as well. Interior turn signal bulbs are working properly. And I like the fact that it's a GMC. You get a lot of Chevy square bodies. Don't get as many GMCs, but this one being a two-tone GMC is cool. The hood, it's factory in there, nothing's really out of place. It is the original numbers matching motor to the truck. Fluids look good, charging system's doing its job, hoses and belts, all that checks out nice. I did touch on it a second ago and you might not be able to pick it up in this video, but there is a decent whistle coming from this vent glass over here. You could replace the seal on it and it's probably still gonna do it, but you do have that little whistle coming from that vent window over here on the driver's side. The passenger side, I don't hear as much. So disclaimer list, vent window noise, little bit of tire rub in the back, very minor. The washer fluid sprayer is not working, some paint imperfections, and I know I'm missing something else. What was my one other thing that wasn't working? Oh, the power lock switch, which again is all super easy stuff. I'm Michael. This is a 1987 GMC Sierra Classic with its original 350 overdrive transmission and cold AC From myself and everybody else here at PC Classic Cars, we appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of our test drives. Make sure you check out that additional media section on the website, pcclassiccars.com. Make sure you check out all of the content we're posting across the social platforms every single day. We'll catch you guys on the next video.